Hello and welcome back to Beauty Inside a Box. Today I am so excited because I get to bring you another Discontinued Dolls video. My first Discontinued Dolls video, which I uploaded a couple years ago, is to date one of my most successful videos on my channel. And I have made 2 follow-up videos, so I've already made 3 Discontinued doll videos. So if you haven't seen those already, go and check them out. I'll put a link in the description and a link to the first video up on the screen. But I have been scouring the internet, going through my memory, thinking of other discontinued dolls, and I've managed to find enough discontinued doll lines to make 2 more videos. So this is going to be the 4th, and then the next one, which I'll bring out really soon, will be the 5th. Now, I love reminiscing about old dolls. Loads of these dolls bring back so many memories. It is such a shame that some of these dolls aren't still being produced today, but unfortunately some doll lines can't keep up with the time and they have to fall by the wayside. But anyway, let's get on with the video. This is my 4th discontinued doll lines video. Please let me know in the comments if you remember any of these dolls or if there are any discontinued dolls which I've forgotten from my list. Anyway, the first doll set I wanted to talk about was the Fashion Polly Pocket sets. I really miss these dolls. I feel like any person who was a kid in the early noughties will remember this doll line. They were little tiny dolls and they came with play sets and they had these rubbery fashions which you could like stretch over the dolls, and everyone knows that it was also really fun to chew on the fashions. I mean, right now I'm looking at this picture and that little purple jacket I definitely want to chew. When this doll set first came out, they had plastic hair similar to the, original really small Polly Pockets. And then later on they had brushable hair, which I much preferred. I know you're probably thinking, wait, but Joey, they still make Polly Pocket today. But they don't make the little fashion dolls, so that's why I included them on this list. Okay, here's another interesting doll line. The Disney store tried to make a kind of Ariel and Her Sisters doll line back in the mid-noughties, and I think this is such a great idea for a doll line. I think Disney, if you're watching, you should definitely try making a Ariel and Her Sisters doll line again. I think that would be really fun. But this doll here is like strangely stylized. I'm not sure if I like it. I don't mind the top half. Her face is very cute. Her hair looks lovely. But then her fins on her tail look really weird. They look like shoehorns or something. Really odd. I love how the box is shaped like a shell though. That's really cool. This is Daisy, and she was a doll especially made to wear miniature versions of Mary Quartz clothes, which I don't know what that is. Is that like a fashion designer? I don't know. But this box looks very 60s, so I'm guessing she's from the 60s. She's very cute. She's kind of reminiscent of Cindy. And this dress is really cute. I love it. It's very flowery, very boho, very 60s hippie. Love it. Okay, now this is Cherie Bajuku. Cherie Bajuku? I think I'm saying it right. This was a very short-lived fashion doll line. I don't think they're making them anymore. That's why I included them on my list. But they were obviously kind of like Harajuku style, inspired, lots of hair clips, bright colours, very cute fashions. They were really adorable dolls. And I think it's a shame that they didn't last very long. This is Dawne, a very popular doll line from the 60s, and she was only 6 inches, so she was quite small. She was a little tiny doll, and I think that was her like unique selling point. And what is really good about smaller dolls is it's much easier and cheaper to make play sets for them. And her fashion looks really cool. Again, she looks very 60s, which I love. I really think they should make some more kind of little dolls to play with today, because there isn't really any little dolls in the market at the moment, apart from maybe Enchantimals. Okay, this is, in my opinion, a great idea for a doll line. I'm really upset that they don't make these today, and I don't think these dolls were ever released in the UK, but this is Disney VIP, and they were dolls based on the Disney Channel stars of the day. So there's Sharpay, Hannah Montana, Zendaya. I would have loved that doll. The other characters from that show, what's it called, Shake It Up, I forgot the other character's name. Alex Russo, the one from Good Luck Charlie, China Anne McClain, who's that? Oh, there's another version of Zendaya and her friend, and there's another version of Alex Russo. I think these dolls are absolutely adorable, and I think it's such a good idea to kind of group all the Disney Channel stars together, similar to the Disney princesses or something. And I think this looks like a really fun doll line, and like I said, I would have loved to own one, but I don't think they were ever available in the UK, or really available that much at all. The Hannah Montana one is especially cute, and I love Zendaya, so I definitely would have tried to own that doll. Here is Dusty. She was kind of like a slightly more sporty tomboy version of Barbie from the 60s and 70s. And she is known for being quite unattractive, and I can see it. In the photo they have on the box, she looks really cute, and then in real life, she's like, it's not a great look. It's not great. Still quite a cute doll. Her haircut is absolutely awful, but she was only $1.99. Don't you miss those days? Okay, another very short-lived, quite recent doll line. I'm not even sure if you could even really call these dolls. They're more like fashion action figures. These are the Star Wars Forces of Destiny dolls. And they are really cool, obviously inspired by the female characters from Star Wars. I think the biggest turn-off for me with these dolls is that they had molded on like plastic clothes. Like you couldn't take off or remove their clothes, which I always thought was a real shame because I quite like Star Wars. I'm a bit of a Star Wars fan, so I definitely would have bought these dolls if they had removable clothes, but they don't. And they were really expensive when they originally came out, so I just think big mistake on Disney's part. Or Hasbro's part rather. They really should have made them slightly more fashion orientated, in my opinion. The other thing that's a bit of a shame with this doll line is it kind of highlights how undiverse Star Wars is, and how limited they are with female characters. There are like 5 female characters in Star Wars, and the majority of them are like light-skinned with dark brown hair. We need some diversity, Star Wars. Okay, I thought this was quite a funny doll line. America's Next Top Model made a doll line. This was again back in the early noughties. I actually have this doll. I bought her when I went on a trip to New York when I was only 14. I don't think these dolls would be made today. I don't think it's especially because America's Next Top Model has recently been considered to be quite problematic. Especially in its depictions of beauty. So I don't think a doll line aimed at kids like this would be made today. But the doll, I still have her somewhere. She's really nice quality, and it is just funny to think that they made a America's Next Top Model doll line. Speaking of top models, in the 90s, Hasbro also made a line of top model dolls. No affiliation with America's Next Top Model. But basically, they only made 3. They made, I don't know who that first one is. The second one is Claudia Schiffer, and then they have Naomi Campbell. I actually bought the Naomi Campbell one, but unfortunately it doesn't look like her. And the outfit she's wearing is not nice. Like, I can't imagine Naomi ever wearing this outfit. But, yeah, the doll line clearly didn't do very well because they never made any more dolls. They only made these 3. But they were nicely made dolls. They're kind of cool. It's an interesting idea. Again, I don't think a doll line based around models would be made today, just because of all the problematic ramifications of the whole unattainable beauty, you know, being sold to young girls. But, you know, still, I think these are really cool dolls. And if only the Naomi one looked a bit more like her. But anyway, I wasn't sure whether to actually include this doll line on this list because they are basically just Barbie rip-off dolls, but this is Fashion Corner. I feel like they're individual enough that they get to be on this list, but they were around in the 90s, and like I said, they're very, very similar to Barbie. But they do have cute fashions, and sometimes I see these on eBay and I'm like, oh, they're kind of cute. Yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure whether to include this because I'm trying not to include doll lines that are based around like TV, film characters, because I feel like that's a whole separate list. But I decided after all, to include these dolls because I feel like they kind of became a doll line of their own. But this is Mary Kate and Ashley. They made dolls in the noughties, 90s? I think it was in the noughties. And they were really cool, nicely made dolls. They were made by Mattel. I had a couple at the time, and I have a couple still now. Yeah, they're really cute dolls. They had really nicely made clothes, and, you know, Mary Kate and Ashley was so popular when I was a kid. So it's unsurprising that they made dolls of them. Okay, this is a more kind of like high-end, like luxury doll collector brand, but these are toner dolls. Toner, I don't know how to say it. Toner dolls, I think I'm saying it right. And they were, yeah, like kind of luxury dolls, quite expensive for collectors. This one is obviously of Marilyn Monroe, but they made a whole different array of dolls. I remember when I went to FAO Schwartz in New York when I was really young, I saw Harry Potter dolls and I was like, oh, I want to buy them. But they were like nearly $200. So I was like, probably can't afford that, unfortunately. But yeah, unfortunately, it was a really long-standing doll company, but recently they have gone out of business, so it's quite sad. So, and this was also part of the Toner doll line. These are City Girls, and they were kind of like the slightly more affordable line of Toner dolls, and I remember seeing these in Hamleys and being kind of intrigued. They felt a little bit like they were a rip-off of Bratz or Mycene, but I kind of wish I bought one because they do look really nice quality. And it was quite a nice idea that Toner would make a kind of affordable line of dolls for children and collectors. And they do look really nicely made. Like I've said, the clothes are lovely. I definitely would have wanted to buy one of these dolls. Maybe I can try and find one online. Okay, doll fans, so that was part 5 of my Discontinued doll line series. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and also subscribe to my channel because I will be bringing out a 5th part to my Discontinued doll line video series very, very soon. So make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss that. Please let me know in the comments if you remember any of these dolls, if there are any Discontinued doll lines that I've missed from my list or any of my previous lists. I love chatting with you guys in the comments. Please also don't forget to check me out on Instagram. I will see you real soon, doll fans. Bye!